All right, guys, like the title says, guys, these are some signs that you guys need to drop these type of friends. All right, so let me get my thumbnail real quick. Drop these friends. Okay, guys, so the first sign, right, or whatever, like signs, the type of people, this is number one. All right, let me write it down. Oh man, what's wrong with my marker? If they're competitive, drop these friends if they're competitive and jealous of you. Now, guys, I know you guys might be saying, well, competitiveness is good. Like if you have friends who's competitive and they want to outwork you and they want to, yeah, that's good, right? That's called friendly competition. You're working hard, but also you're happy to see other people successful. You're happy to see other people succeed. If you're doing bad competition, you're competing because you want to be better. You're competing because you're jealous. You don't want to see your friends succeed. That's a no-no. I had a lot of friends who would be so competitive with like me and some other people. Like, I don't know what it stemmed from. I believe the psychology behind it was they didn't, like, even one of my friends, he was like, he admitted, he texted me, I think I have the text it. He was like, oh, I admit I don't want to see people do better than me. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? What about your boys? What about your family members? What about people that you care about? You don't want to see anybody successful? And that was competitiveness. That was jealousy. That was people who, I feel like the psychology behind it is because it stems from insecurity. It stems from like low self-esteem. I feel like low confidence issues. I feel like a lot of people, if they're competitive and jealous of other people, they're the type where, you know, they lack some sort of thing inside them, you know, confidence, you know, self-esteem, whatever that it is. Because like for me, guys, if I see my friends, my boys become successful and they're working hard, I'm happy for them. And the reason I'm not competitive in a bad way is because I know that I can be able to not compete, but I know that I'll be able to hit that stage as well and do better in a good way. Right? Like I see a lot of people, I'm not jealous of any people's success because, you know, I'm not a jealous person in general, right? But I'm not hateful. I don't like, you know, looking down on other people or, you know, competing in a bad way. But also I'm not jealous because I know that I'm able to achieve that. I know I'm capable of doing that. I know that I'm a person who has a work ethic, who has the desire, who has the discipline, who will never give up, and who has a strong mindset and soul and a strong, you know, mentality. I know that I would able to achieve whatever that I put my mind into. And so I'm not going to be jealous of people's success because I know I'll be able to achieve that and achieve even greater, right? So a lot of people, if they're competitive and jealous, they don't want to see you win. I feel like it's a psychology thing. It's like they lack some sort of self-esteem. They lack some sort of thing where, you know, the reason why they're so jealous of other people is because they know that they're not capable of getting to that position in the first place. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that it's possible. They have a limited mindset and belief. So if you have people where they're competitive, like my friend too, like before, he was always like competing. He was like, oh yeah, you know, I quit working at this job, now I'm working at this other job, and he's showing us like his paycheck. I just spit on my screen. He's showing his paycheck. He's showing his DoorDash, you know, how much he made. I'm like, bro, what's the point of showing that? Like, what is it, like a competitive thing? Okay, cool. It wasn't like in a good thing. Like he wasn't showing it because he was trying to tell us like, oh, we should hop on the bandwagon with him. He was just like showing off just because he was competitive, I guess. He didn't want to see people win. But yeah, you know, good competition is good. You know, push your friends. But also at the same time, like me and my boys before, we used to work at Taco Bell, and what we used to do, we used to have a friendly competition. And what we used to do was we would so like every week, or not every week, but every day that we clocked out, right, there would be like a receipt pops out at Taco Bell, and it shows how much hours you made in the week and how much hours you're going to make in the 2 weeks, and you can kind of calculate how much you're going to get paid in the next paycheck. So every day after we clocked out, me and my boys, we would always be like, how much hours you made? And he'll like, oh, I have 70 hours this week. And then I'll be like, oh, I made 85 hours this week. And our goal was to try and hit 100 hours every 2 weeks so that we could try and maximize our paycheck, right? We were only getting paid 11 an hour. But that was friendly competition. We wasn't doing it out of jealousy or bad, you know, whatever's low self-esteem issues. We were doing it because we were trying to, you know, push ourselves. We were like, hey, we want to see you win kind of thing. So friendly competitions are good, but if it's bad, no, bro, cut those people out, bro. Number 2, right? If they ask you for favors, if they keep asking you for favors and don't return anything. Like for example, I'm not saying like physically return anything, but like I used to have friends. And the funny thing was I used to have a lot of friends, and I cut a lot of people out, bro. Like I feel like I only hang out with certain people. I only hang out with my family. I only hang out with my girl. I don't like going out anymore. Like, to me, like before, I used to love meeting new people. I used to love meeting new friends. But I realized as I got a little bit older that a lot of these people, they all have the same character traits that I'm telling you guys not to, like not to hang out with. Like they're, I don't know, bro. Like for me, it was just like as you grow up, right? As you get older and you get more mature and you want better, you realize that most of your friends, you gotta drop them. And it's a sad reality, but you know what I'm saying? You guys make good memories, you guys hang out, but it gets to the point where if you want to become greater, you gotta drop most of these people to get what you want in life. They're only gonna be holding you back. So I used to have friends back then where they would always be asking me for shit. Like, like they'll be asking me, hey bro, one of my friends, hey bro, I can borrow money. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be a good friend, you know what I'm saying? I guess I was a people pleaser. I don't know. This is when I was like 18, 19 years old. And then, they would always be asking me for money, $100, $200. They knew I had some sort of savings, I guess. I was working every day. I was working 2 jobs. I was trying to do this and do that. So, I had some sort of savings in my accounts. So like, hey, bro, I'm struggling. I need some money. I'll pay you back. I was like, okay. The next week, oh, bro, I can borrow money again. I was like, okay, yeah. Just pay me back later whenever you can. The week after, hey, bro, you can come. I go cut your hair, bro. Pay me. I said, okay, yeah, I'll go support you. Hey, bro, cutting hair again. Let me know. Pay me. And then after that, oh, bro, you gonna tip me? $20 extra? Okay, whatever, I'll help you out. Okay, we go out, right? Everybody eating. Same people paying for the paycheck. He just, oh, bro, you gonna pay for the paycheck? You gonna pay for the food? I was like, okay, whatever, right? I was like, what the fuck, right? People, they kept asking me to do stuff and giving, I was doing favors for them, but they never did anything in return for me, right? Like, I was giving them rides, giving them money, giving them free food, giving them support. You know what I'm saying? Giving them discounts whenever I sold stuff, like for my reselling business. I was just like, it got to the point where you give so much, but you don't receive anything, right? You don't receive anything. All these people, they're just fucking draining me. They're draining my money. They're draining my soul. They're draining our friendship. So I'm like, bro, all these people, they keep asking me for favors. Oh, bro, you can do this. Hey, bro, can you give me gas money? Hey, bro, can you pay for lunch today? Hey, bro, can you give me free taco tortillas because you work at Taco Bell? I'm like, what the fuck, right? So these people, they keep asking, but they don't return anything. So it got to the point where, as I got older, I was like, bro, these people, they're just using me, yeah? Like, I don't know if they're doing that purposefully, but they're taking advantage of my, like, they think my weakness is being nice, right? They're taking my kindness for weakness. I'm like, bro, what the hell is wrong with these people? So I stopped talking to all these people. They try to text me. They try to talk to one of my boys. Hey, where's 5K doing? I'm like, I just don't want to bother with you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not like enemies with you guys, but it got to the point where I don't want to be around that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So if people keep asking for favors and they don't do anything in return, it's a one-sided relationship. Drop these people, bro. They're taking advantage of you, right? And they're gonna drain you out. I promise you guys. Not financially, but in every way possible. They're gonna drain you out. All right. Next thing that you guys should drop is people who don't pay for their food. Okay, I know this sounds funny, but I used to, like I said, guys, I used to have boys, right? We used to go out, and every time we used to go out, we used to eat food. We used to go to the carnival. We used to go, any activity, movies that required paying. It would always be the same people paying for the food. It would be either me or my cousin. Every time, bro. I can pull up pay stubs right now. I can pull up my bank receipts from 2020, and I can show you guys that all of these freaking bills was me and my cousin paying for other people. Every time we went to like CPK, or we went to the movies, or we went to like Korean barbecue, we would be sitting there, and when the paycheck comes, it would always be the same people. Our friends would just be like, acting like they forgot their wallet. They'll be scratching their head. They'll be looking around. They'll be going to the bathroom. It'll always be the same people paying, right? So I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? I didn't care. Like, for me, guys, I'll respect you if you told me. You say, you know what, bro? I don't have money. I'm struggling right now. I have to pay bills. I have to do this. Is it okay if I pay my portion, or maybe we do 50-50, or next time the paycheck comes, when we get paid at a job, I can pay for the next time that we go out. At least have some sort of communication to help me understand why the fuck you're not paying for your food all the time. You're just staring at us, and and these people don't even say thank you. They don't even have the most common sense to just say thank you. At least say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Or explain to me, why the fuck are you doing this dumb shit all the time? You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where me and my cousin, we were like, we did like some sort of experiment. We were like, hey bro, the next time that we pay for food, let's just stand there and let's just like, don't pay, don't bust out your card. and let's see how our friends are gonna react. Are they gonna pay? Are they gonna step up? And then when we tried to do that, our friends were so awkward. They're like, "Who's paying, bro?" Like he was hesitating. Who's paying? And then I was like, "What the fuck, right? You pay, dumbass." You know what I'm saying? So if people is out here, they're not willing to pay. They don't explain to you why they don't pay, and they're not doing their part. These people are taking advantage of you, and so cut these fuckers out, right? Sorry guys for my language, but these people, they're irritating me. So anyways, the next thing that you guys gotta cut out is friends who do dumb stuff. If your friends are drinking, smoking, partying every weekend, they're not focusing on leveling up, cut them out. That's self-explanatory. Next thing that you guys gotta cut out is if they're not improving. Sorry guys, I got mucus in my throat. I'm hungry. Not improving life. So me, guys, right? Like I said, guys, my whole expectation nowadays, I always got to make sure that I'm always improving in my life. No matter what it is, every realm possible. I need to improve from last month. I need to improve from January. I need to improve from 2024. I need to improve from last week. I need to improve from yesterday. I need to improve from 2020. I need to be a better version of myself every year, every day, every month, every hour. I need to make sure that I'm always pushing myself. So if I have expectations for myself, I have expectations for my friends too. If they're just still like, I did an exercise as well, right? I tried to talk to some of people that I knew from 2020, 5 years ago now. And what I was trying to do was, I was trying to catch up with them, but also I was trying to see if they made any improvements, if they're different, if they have different friend groups, different mindsets, different philosophies in life, different anything. And when I talked to them, I was like, bro, these people are exactly the same from 2020. They have the same mentality. They still do the dumb shit. They still work at the same job that they said that they was going to quit. They still have the same goals and mentality. They still have the same thing. They didn't improve in their life. I'm not judging them or looking down on them, but I was like, bro, how do you go 5 years? 5 years is a lot of time. That's half a decade. How are you still the same exact person from the time that I met you? How did you not change your goals and mentality? How did you not change your opinions over time? Like for me, my opinions changed from 2020. I'm not the same person that I was when I was 17 years old in 2020. Everything is so different nowadays. Like as you get older, and that's the beauty of it. If you're improving in your life, you'll realize that the things that you thought back then is not the same things that you think now. It's different. Yeah, maybe you might have a little bit of this and that, but it's not fully 100% the same way that you think, or it's just different. Like a lot of people, if they're still thinking the same, they're still acting the same, they have the same goals, the same friends, the same mindset, they didn't improve in their life. And so for me, I feel like if you're not improving in your life, you're going to be holding not yourself back, but also your people, your friends, your family, right? Like if you're still doing the same dumb shit, you're holding everybody back. And that's the type of people you don't want in your life. And people is just holding you back because they're not willing to change and improve their life and level up, and they're comfortable with being the exact same person that there was in 2020, 2015, 2012, 1999. I don't know, right? If you're still the same person and they're not improving, you gotta drop them, bro. I'm sorry. That's the harsh reality. They're only gonna be holding you back. As you go up and elevate, they're gonna be like an anchor in the ocean. They're just gonna be tied to your leg and holding you back. No matter how hard you swim and try and escape, they're holding you back and they're dragging you down. But unless you cut the fucking chain, then you go back up and they go back down. That's how life is, guys. That's how your friends, you gotta cut those fucking people out, bro. Okay? And number 6, if they're lazy in life. If they're lazy, goes back to not improving their life, you gotta cut them out, all right? Self-explanatory. But anyways, guys, I see you guys for another video. All right, I gotta go. It's 11:57 a.m. I gotta eat lunch and I gotta run some errands. I'll see you guys later. All right, let's get it.